Paiwanski, all of you bikers. I'm ecstatic to be here with you today. As a common theme in my appearances, and as my cell phone and my availability at 3 a.m. But I'm very happy to be here on behalf of Governor Patrick. I think that there is no more better evidence about the governor's commitment to walking and bicycling in complete streets than what we've accomplished here today. I know it's a relatively small thing in the scheme of the size of the program that we've grown throughout the Commonwealth, but it's an important symbol of our commitment to the fact that streets are for everybody, for bicyclists, for walkers, and for drivers. The governor heard from constituents about the importance of this issue. He told us to get it done, and that's exactly what we did. To me, this is what transportation reform is all about. It's about listening to your constituents, it's about working hard with our stakeholders, and it's about coming up with creative solutions. I'd like to thank Administrator Paiwanski and her team and our Highway Division for making that happen. I'd like to particularly acknowledge the Mayor's leadership. He is a true friend of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He's my friend. He's a fun guy to be around. He's a great bicyclist. He tells me that all the time. Although he can't climb Fairmont Hill, I can. He can't. That's okay. That's okay. But he is really a terrific partner, and so is the Mayor's team, in particular Michael Kenevi and Commissioner Tinlin, and the entire bicycle advocacy group. I also want to recognize Federal Highway Administration, because things like this don't happen without Federal Highway right behind us and their complete commitment to livability and sustainability. To support the equitable sharing of roadway space, we are working hard on our Complete Streets initiative and on, is that better? This one here? Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have to start over? All right, let me just cut to the chase. I'm happy to be here on behalf of Governor Patrick. His leadership is outstanding, and I want to thank the Mayor very much for all that he's done. And thank you very much for having me here today.
As the Secretary, can you hear me now? As the Secretary and Michael have said, this doesn't happen in a vacuum, and if it wasn't for the collective efforts of a lot of really good people, I think that you, as cyclists, would still be frustrated with the city as well as with the state. So we do want to acknowledge a couple of people. I know you get into trouble when you start naming names, but Mark Drazen from the Metropolitan Area Planning Council is here, the Executive Director. And frankly, also I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the yeoman's work and effort of Nick Jackson from Tool Design, who is also here. The one thing about Nick is he challenges every assumption in every word that you say and makes sure that you're heading down the right track. So it's really been a great relationship. And also a guy who has been talking about all things cycling before it was in vogue in city government. And it's really nice that people are starting to listen to him and acknowledge the work that he has done, and that's the Director of Planning for the Transportation Department, Vineet Gupta, who's over on my left. Our next speaker has been a partner in this process in all of her roles at MassDOT since its inception. As a lot of folks know, the MassAve design or redesign has been out there for over a decade. When we started getting around a table at the Harriet Tubman House, I'll be honest, there wasn't a lot of talk of cycling. There was a lot of talk about how many cars you can get down the MassAve corridor in a safe manner and get them through all these new fancy signalized intersections. The dynamic has changed dramatically over the last decade. A shared respect of all users of our roadway system has really caught the attention and now has the rightful place and a seat at the table that it always should have had. It would be great to be able to turn back the clock, but we can't. We can only move forward. And when you can move forward in a collaborative effort with everybody rowing in the same direction to truly turn the streets over to everybody who uses it, whether it be car, cycle, or pedestrian, that doesn't happen without true leadership. And one of the leaders that I want to introduce now is the Administrator for MassDOT, Louisa Paiwanski.